Hello, I'm Angela and I'm going to show you a technique using fibre pots and small test tubes to create a seed box style design. If you look down into the box, you'll be able to see that I've created a natural seed box shape and inserted the little fibre pots, which have got some moss in, into the box, and also then put a test tube into the middle of each section. You can use a rectangular, more angular shaped container and use the square fibre pots, or you could use a round container and use round pots. They're very easy to get hold of in different shops like Wilkinson's, garden centres, that sort of place. But also this is about recycling containers that you can cover with the fibre pots and create a different look. So you could cover, for instance, a sweet tub, a biscuit tin, or a pudding bowl, something like that. So you're going to cover the container with the fibre pots. To do that, I'm going to tear the fibre pots down through to the base, around the base, like that. They're very soft and pliable. Probably don't need that part. Then you've got this very nice, soft, pliable, natural looking, organic looking fibre material. Tear that in half or however you like. Using a hot glue gun or a cool melt glue gun or a tube glue, just apply to the container like that. Just build it up as you go along. The best glue to use would be a hot glue gun, or you could use tube glue. I wouldn't suggest you use PVA or wallpaper paste, anything that will absorb into the fibre. It just won't adhere to the surface. To create the water source, we're going to use a tube filler and place it into the tubes and just squeeze and just fill each one with a little bit of water to ensure that the materials stay turgid. So we've got all these little containers here, little segments that we can use for our materials, and this really was designed to display jewels out of the garden. Go around your garden, find lots of little bits and pieces, lots of maybe ones and twos of things. They don't have to have a bunch or any large quantity of any one thing. I'm going to start with these flowers here, which is a beautiful garden flower, and this one is called Nigella, and it is a common name, Love in a Mist. Beautiful frothy flower, gorgeous airy sort of feel to it. So I'm going to start by placing these in, and what will happen is we're going to build up the design. The mass of the small will create the whole. So we're not looking at any one flower taking over, being a big focal point or anything like that. We're just looking at building up the small materials, and then collectively they will create this gorgeous window box, seed box idea, like they've all just sprouted up, where you've planted the seeds and they've all just sprung up from those seeds. I'm going to use this one now, which is Clematis. This is a commercially grown one, but you could cut it some out of the garden if you have them, and it's a beautiful shaped flower where the petals sort of very poetic and they curl back on themselves, a gorgeous centre as you look into the flower centre. So here we go, popping those in. So we are thinking about balance and distribution, so we're going to draw the eye through the design from one side to another. Then I have these little ones here. There was just a couple of these left in the garden, some Hellebores, beautiful lime green zesty sort of colour, and they're going to give a little bit more of a solid flower to the design. So popping those in there, drawing the eye through. Lime green's gorgeous in a design, it just almost illuminates it, doesn't it? I just had one of these, and that's a tiny piece of Lonicera, the honeysuckle. I'm going to place this one in. If you have any curved materials that you could weave mischievously through the design, that would be lovely too. Again, like I said, just one of those. This one, the flowers of the Thelema. Nice lime green again, nice linear sort of effect, so drawing the eye up through. Repeating the process as we go through with the different materials. Just one of this one. This is a piece of the cow parsley, very abundant at the moment on the sides of the road, hedgerow, etc. Okay, and then these dear little things from the garden, the small little daisies. Aren't they gorgeous? So fresh looking and also very naive. This isn't a complicated design, and I like the idea that it really does look like something that is just literally just growing. Just repeating the process here by placing the daisies in. Some of them can be low. Maybe you have a couple of broken heads in the wind in the garden, but also this gives a tiny little bit of recession to it. I love the way that the heads just nod towards each other, saying hello to each other and just leading the eye in lots of different directions as it leads across here, then round to the front, then into the centre. So we have this lovely multi-directional arrangement. The last flower I'm going to place in are these ones here, and this is the London Pride, the common name London Pride. It's a very dainty, airy flower, and again, as you can see, it just doesn't overpower anything else that has gone before. So we're going to place these in, and they're going to just really give like a filler effect, filling in little gaps but not obliterating anything that is already in there. Just going to snip that out. I've used a delicate colour harmony just by using soft colours, enriched slightly by the purple colour there, but you could use very strong colours if you like that sort of thing, and just any colour choice, any mixture, almost any colour way will look good because it's all about the collection of the materials. Just to give a little bit of depth to the base here, what I really wanted to do was to maintain the vision, if you look down from above and from the side, to maintain the vision of all the little boxes, the compartments within the seed tray, so it maintains that effect. But if you wanted to, you could put a few small leaves at the base to give a little bit more emphasis or solidity and depth. So I've just used some foliage of the Clematis and the Thelema, and they can be placed in just slightly to enhance the growing effect at base level. Just turning it slightly. Some more, so drawing the eye from the front to the back. There we are. And then one thing that I really loved, I saw this in the hedgerow, and there's just these two little pieces here, but it's a bit like a wild sweet pea. Some of you, I'm sure, will know the botanical name, but I love the way it's just very delicate, very wiry, has these little squiggly tendrils on the end. And if you wanted to, you know, you like the Clematis, you could put them in and sweep them through, traverse the base of the design. So I'm going to sort of pop that in and just let it wildly enter in, as if there's a bit of a weed coming through in our growing box. And you could use wiry materials, a bit like Muhlenbeck here, or any thin, fine vine to come through. So really, I like the finished effect for you to be able to look through. It's very airy, it's not solid, and you're just drawing the eye up from the base of the seed box, and then you've got this beautiful selection there, what's just popped up out of your seed tray. I hope you enjoyed it. So another design that's foam free and arranged in test tubes, similar to the seed box design, is this one here. And the construction of this one is a bag of kindling, which is very easy to get hold of, very inexpensive too. And basically it's been placed into a container and test tubes have been placed amongst the kindling wood. So if I turn it round for you, it's very rough. I haven't tried to refine it at all, although you could actually paint it if you wanted to have a more colour coordinated look or a bit funky. That would look nice too. So just place all the kindling, this is one bag, and place it all into something that's going to support it. And you just place the test tubes in. So the materials are placed into the test tubes, and this one, most of it is out of the garden and some of it is bought from a supermarket. So we have supermarket tulips, we have this gorgeous Clematis here, we have some honeysuckle. I really love the sherbet colours of the honeysuckle, and just some full flowers with not very long stems, again jewels out of the garden that you can just display, ones and twos of different things, some little seed pods, seed heads, Telema, Clematis stems, so lots of different colours. And I really like the sort of joyful, uplifting effect of the mixed colours, a little bit stronger than the one I did just now. I'd like to just show you this one here, which is a Kalanchoe, and this is cut. These stems are cut from a plant that I bought in the supermarket, and this was only £1.50, so very inexpensive. You can cut the stems, it's very, very long lasting, and when you've finished with the flowers, you've still got the plant which will hopefully flower again. So it's a good buy, especially if you haven't got a garden. So don't forget to look at the plants in the supermarket as well as the flowers when you're there. So I hope you've enjoyed the selection of materials from the garden that you can pick. Also some inexpensive supermarket flowers, the techniques involved, and just showing how you can use bits and pieces to create very organic looking designs. Thank you for watching.